What's going on, everyone? So today we're taking a look at the brand new Ryobi 7 1/4 sliding compound miter saw with LED light, model number TSS701, and we're also going to unbox this thing for you. Let's get this video started. So Ryobi just released this saw, and I don't know why I do these unboxing videos. I struggle with my nemesis, the foam, the styrofoam, every single time. But we're going to open this up. We're going to see what it looks like when it comes in. You can see we just took the dust collector bag out. Here's some instructions. I'll throw those in the back. I'm a guy, I don't usually use those. But it looks pretty basic. When you open this box up, I mean, you got the saw, a couple pieces, and there really shouldn't be all that much to put together, to tell you the truth. Alright, so now let's take this bad boy out, and I gotta be honest with you, this thing is really, really light. This thing probably only weighs like 25 pounds of that. And, yeah, so that's really about it. That's all that comes in this box, which is really nice, actually. You know, it's always kind of a nice thing not to see that many pieces in a box because that means more work. There's a couple ties here, not a big deal, we'll cut those off. More styrofoam, which is good, it protects it on the way here, so I guess I can't complain, but we just took it out of the plastic, and that's really about it. Alright, so let's remove these ties here. And yeah, it doesn't look like there's really much to do. The blade's already installed, which, you know, that's a plus for me. Let's see what else we got here. And that's about it. You just take that styrofoam out. Some cardboard there. Remove that. That's it. It's ready to go. Plug it in. I'm happy. Alright, let's check out some of the features on this thing. Alright, let's throw this dust collector bag on real quick. Now, before we go to use this, I'll make sure that this is square. Make sure that everything lines up. I've never really had any issues. If you've ever watched this channel, we do a lot of saw reviews. And I've only had maybe one issue with the saw being all whacked out. I'm not going to mention any names. Skills off. Excuse me. But, yeah, so this one's fine. This over here is your light button. Real easy to use. This over here is obviously your power. You're going to pull that. That's going to start the saw up. Real simple. Over here, I really like this. We'll take a look at it. But, you know, these are on the rigid saws as well. So when you want to go up and down with these things, you know, you just pull that out as a pin. And if you want to keep it in the down position, you just push that pin back in and it locks it. So it's really nice, really easy. So there's your fence over there. They will remove if you take a couple of the bolts out, but they don't slide. I wouldn't expect them to really on a smaller saw like this. And over here is your clamp. And you can put this on either side, the left or the right. All you got to do is tighten it down. You can loosen this up. It goes up and down. Now, the one thing I will say about this clamp, even though it swivels, it's nice, you have to hand crank it the whole way down. So it's a little extra work, but I got to be honest with you, I don't use those all that much anyway, so it's not a big deal to me. Now, just to back this up a little bit here, you can see if you are going to use this system here, you will have to hand tighten. And you just unloosen it, take it out. If you want it on the other side, fine, just pull it out. I'll slide it over here real quick. Boom, put it right there. Now you can do it on that side. So real easy to use if you ask me. Now, just to be clear, this is a single bevel, not a double bevel. But real easy to use, glides real nice and smooth. You're just going to release that. Just unloosen that knob in the back. If you want to keep it in a certain position, just tighten it back down again. Real simple, and I'll show it to you from the front end. Yeah, it's real smooth. Feels really good. Glides real nice. Single bevel, not double bevel, just so you know. And then once again, when you get it to where you want it, whatever degree, 45 degree or whatever, you just tighten it back up. And it stays really nice and snug. Now, another very cool feature on this is your depth adjustment. Now, it's very simple to do. You got this little bracket over here, and then you got a knob. And let me zoom in a little bit here. You can see that right here, that little bracket. All you got to do is push that over. And now what you can do is you can take that knob and tighten it down, and you can actually adjust your depth. Right? So now you don't have to go all the way down through a piece of wood if you don't want to. You can adjust that. Very easy to do. I really like these features. And just to show you the side view here, that is with the depth off, and now it's on, and you can see it's not going to go the whole way down. Alright, over here is your slider adjustment. So if you want this to stay put, not move at all, just tighten that down, it'll stay put. If you want to slide that back and forth, just unloosen it a little bit, and then once you get it to where you want it, you can tighten it back down again. Over here, this is the dust collecting system. We'll check that out and we'll see how well that actually works. Now, another nice feature is this has positive stops, right? So it's your basic stops, right? The 15 degrees and so on, 45 degrees, so on. So it's really easy to do. I'll show you how to do that, but that is metal and it's etched, so it's not a sticker. And once again, here's your fences. Again, you can take these off if you wanted to by removing the bolts, but they will not slide back and forth on you. Over here, you got a nice little Allen wrench, so if you want to remove those, go ahead. You got other Allen bolts over here that you can remove with that. I really like how Ryobi always adds those. For the actual adjustment itself, you can tighten that up. It's not going to go anywhere, and then you just loosen it up like this and then pull up on the trigger, and you can slide it back and forth. Alright, so super easy. All you're going to do, twist this, pull up on the handle, and then you have the positive stops. Once again, the 45s, the 15 degrees. You know, the most popular positive stops they have are on this, and you can go either way with it. So it's just a nice, clean, smooth glide. So I'm really happy with that. And once you lock it, you just tighten that back down. You're good to go. I think it's a very nice, easy system to operate. So does this thing come with the blade? Yes, it does. 40-tooth general purpose blade. Really sharp too. And I gotta be honest with you, I'll show you when I'm cutting. There's no blade wobble at all with this. And just in case you're wondering what this is the actual blade stop right here. So if you were going to change that blade, just push in on that button and it stops it from rotating altogether. Alright, so let's hear what this thing sounds like. Alright, so as far as the light goes, this thing is bright, man. You just hit that button right there and it turns on. If you're working in a dimmed area or someplace that doesn't have a lot of light, first off, that's not a great idea. But if you are in that situation where you need a little extra light, that little LED, man, that thing throws off some light. So I'm really happy with that. It actually, you know, spreads out real nice and even and really illuminates that work area for you. So another very cool feature, you know, you can see this thing's wobbling around a little bit. Just bring that leg down a little bit. You can bring it up, you can bring it down, and it levels out that surface real nice and sturdy for you. So I really like that as well. Alright, so let's cut some smaller pieces of wood. You know, I would assume that you were using this for molding. So we'll cut some pieces that resemble molding here. And really smooth cuts. Really smooth cuts. Have no issues with power at all. You know, I'll show you 2x4s here in a little bit and, you know, some other things that we're going to cut through. But yeah, really smooth. Really happy with that. Just really impressed with just how powerful this little saw is. So yeah, real smooth. Real nice. So now what I'm going to do here with the 2x4s and some of the other stuff, I'll make some angle cuts. I think this is a 15 degrees here. But what I'm going to do is, you know, I get a lot of comments sometimes on my saw videos, you know, you got to come down harder on this to make it more of a real world experience, because when we're out in the field, you know, we're really rough on these things. And then I'll do a video that, you know, shows me being rough on the saw, and then somebody will come by and say, why are you being so rough on the saw? So we're going to take it easy in the next couple clips, and then we're going to, you know, toughen it up a little bit. But right here you can see it's a 45-degree bevel. Once again, real nice and smooth, no problems at all. Look at that, that's a really nice cut. Real happy with that. Alright, let's do a couple more here. We'll go straight down. Let's see how smooth these cuts are. So right now I'm just being a little harder on it. I'm not doing that nice rip, the nice glide. And yeah, I mean, once again, no issues at all, just really smooth. Alright, so if you're doing some floor molding or crown molding or whatever you're doing here, you know, let's use a piece of molding here. Let's just do the 45 degree. Once again, real nice and smooth. So Yeah, you're not going to have any issues. If you're planning on doing molding with this, you're really going to like it. Alright, here we go. Let's use some. I actually used this stuff up on top of my cabinets when I redid them. And yeah, this stuff here is kind of a pain to cut, but let's see how it does on this. Let's line her up here. You can see that light's really bright. There you go. It's just real nice and smooth. Alright, so let's take the 2x4. We'll just go boom, straight down. We won't be gentle with it. 1, 2. I could have went all day and it just cuts through like butter. Alright, so here's the deal, right? This saw, right? It's tough, man. It's a tough saw. Now, is this something you're probably going to use on a construction site? If you're doing molding, you know, kitchen work, yeah, I can see that. If you're doing heavy duty construction, you're probably going to want to go with something bigger. If you're just a DIYer around the house, this will be great for you. There's only one little issue that I found with this entire saw, and it was the locking pin. Now, I will say that when I did bevel cuts, and even when I did, you know, vertical straight down, sometimes that pin would want to shake a little bit, vibrate a little bit, and it would lock the saw in a downward position. So, you know, that was a little bit of an issue for me. The other issue that I noticed is the glide is a little rough, and I think the reason for that is because the saw is so light that it just doesn't have enough weight to actually get that momentum going when you're gliding it. I mean, don't get me wrong, it works well, but you can tell that it's not as smooth as the larger saws that they have. I think if anything, what they could probably do is add some type of spring lever on that lock. I think it would solve that entire issue right there. But other than that, I have to say I'm really impressed with the saw. I mean, it's tough, it's strong, it's powerful. Didn't notice any bogging down at all while I was cutting. And you know, I didn't put this in a video because I could be cutting all day. You know, 4x4s, I had no issues with those. I put those up there. It's extremely light, extremely portable. So that is a huge plus. So if you're doing smaller jobs, you don't have to worry about lugging around the 12-inch saw or the 10-inch saw. You just throw this on the back of the truck or on a little work table actually, and it's perfect for you. So all in all, I am really happy with the saw. I think there's a couple improvements that could be made, like I mentioned. But other than that, I'm giving it a 4-star out of the 5. I'm going to put a link below for this in the description. And if this has helped you, please thumbs up, subscribe. Check us out at www.toolreviewzone.com. We'll be back with more videos soon.